It is obvious these people are after immigrants in the UK. They are putting minors in the dating apps in order to set the immigrants up and put them behind. In quotes, I've stopped making videos about the UK, but I am here today to save somebody again. Yes, I've made a video like this in the past. Unfortunately, a lot of people who talk about ring lights people, you just arrived in the UK, you carried ring light to make a video. Look at them. It's quite a pity this is happening to a man with a family. I pity the wife. This very video, you have been seeing the short clips all over social media. But guess what? The video was actually a live video of 2 hours, 7 minutes. If you want the link to the full video, come to my Instagram at @ChinyereOjike. I will send you the link to this very video. Now, the comments that I read that brought about me making this video tonight, that these people are actually after the immigrants by, using minors to target the immigrants. It's a capital lie. There is this organization called Stop Stange. They are volunteer pedophile hunters running live on the internet just to stop the stench. If you don't know, still learn it again from me today. This will be the second time I'm talking about this organization right here on my channel. Look at this man, just crying like a baby. I felt terrible watching the wife cry, watching the wife pleading on his behalf, watching him fooling himself around after the long interrogation, 2 hours plus before the police finally came to take him away. He was just talking trash. 43-year-old man in the UK on a study visa with his family, he has his children. Yet he was busy online. What exactly is a married man doing on a dating app? And he was blabbing, claiming that a minor shouldn't be on a dating app, that the girl was lying about her age. He actually asked, the girl said she was 14, but he didn't believe the girl, even when the girl told you that she's 14. So why didn't you believe the girl? Because some people usually lie about their age. He claimed to the girl that he was, or he is, 24, whereas he's actually 43. And he claimed that he was living with his brother, whereas he has his family that he is living with. A wife and 2 children. All manner of lies, asking the girl about her virginity, asking the girl to send photo, but he was lying, talking about him being a Christian, being a religious person, that he wouldn't do that in his country, Nigeria. Sorry to say, David Abimbola is a Nigerian, and he's a Christian. Oh my God, they actually made mockery of Christianity in that video. Please come to my Instagram and I would kindly send you this live video of 2 hours to see how I felt sad being a Christian. They asked him, they even gave him a quotation in the Bible: "Woe betide anyone that would lead these little ones astray." They told him that's exactly what the holy book you read, that's what it says about acts like this. And he was claiming he didn't mean it, that he was just having fun with children on social media. Sometimes, I must tell you, there are no physical children involved. So be wise. This is an expo to you if you don't know. Still call me somebody who carried ring lights about and talk about all them stuff about the UK. But if this guy had watched the video I made in the past, or some of the YouTubers have made in the past about situations as this, maybe he wouldn't have found himself in this situation. I pitied the wife. Because they were questioning him outside of his house. It was becoming long and longer. The wife came out and asked, can they give him a second chance, since he has not done it yet? The worst aspect of this situation is that you've not even done you've not done. Jiggy, you've not done. The man in Equatorial Guinea, we were just recovering from the shocks and the illicit photos or videos all over social media. One man against 400 women. All those women should be apprehended and arrested as well. Yes, because most of them were married, where to do. If you know that your husband is not doing it right, why not walk away? Why not walk away? Anyway, aside from that, let's keep going to the major point of discussion. I am so pissed watching this video. This is almost 10 p.m. in the night, and I'm filming this video at this time because somebody somewhere is currently busy pinging a child. Sometimes, I must tell you, these volunteers, sometimes they are actually the ones in those apps. They created an account, pretending to be a 14-year-old, 13-year-old. This is the reason they would come straight as you are chatting them and tell you that I am 14, I am 13, to see what you would do. Now, the man was claiming that he was joking. I will play the video, some part of it here for you to see. Or if you want the full video, like I said, chat me up, I'll send it to you. And this is their name on social media. Stop Stains. You can check them out on Facebook and watch. Look, they are not after the immigrants. Go on their page, scroll down, up and down. You would see even the British people that they apprehended. They are fighting, trying to stop all these pedophile acts from ruining the future of their children, which is absolutely right. Now, they asked this our brother, David Abimbola. You kept saying you didn't mean it, you were having fun, you were joking. You didn't mean it. Now, you felt like having a cup of tea and you walked straight into your kitchen to make that cup of tea. Would you go on to make the tea? He said yes. They said, no, you should have said you didn't mean it. You don't want to have a cup of tea and then go back to your room and lie down. How could you keep saying that you didn't mean it? Assuming you were not stopped, you could have, have a carnal knowledge of this girl, this 13-year-old. Yes. Right there, they arrested this man. He was chatting this 13-year-old girl, whereas the wife was in the house. And you claim that you were living with your brother. You promised the girl that you are going to teach the girl how to drive. That means he planned, according to them, they said it means you are planning to have a long relationship with a 13-year-old girl. And they also asked him, at what age is it allowed for anyone to start driving in the UK? Or God did not know. He said, I don't know. Legal age of driving in the UK, and you are promising a 14-year-old child that you are going to teach her how to drive. That means you want to extend the Urugede movement, whereas you have a wife at home. It's absolutely unthinkable, considering how some men fool around themselves with children they are old enough to become their fathers. 14-year-old versus 43-year-old man. What is the age difference? Even at that, a married man claiming that an underage is not allowed to be on the dating site. You are married. A married man on a dating site. Doing what? You have your wife in the house. You are a student who is allowed to work for 20 hours. Have you found a job? Can't you concentrate on doing your project, doing something else rather than being on a dating app where you have a wife? I don't really understand it, to be honest with you. And come to think about it, the wife who is a dependent that is allowed to work for 100 hours or more than might even be doing 2 shifts in order to pay this idiot's school tuition. Yet he has time to be gallivanting and messing around on the internet with little girls that never existed. Learn it today. Most often, these girls do not exist. You remember the brother that traveled all the way from Scotland, Oscar Pola Jimo? You remember what happened to him? He traveled all the way from Scotland to Leeds to meet a 13-year-old girl. He already had a condom and they arrested him. Will that one also claim that he was joking? If not, assuming that he was not arrested, he would have, gone to have his way, assuming that there was a 13-year-old girl in existence. So you should be saying kudos to all these volunteers. Stop Stains UK. Say kudos to them. I wish we could have a kind of vigilante against pedophiles like this in my home country. I think that would really help. Because this man was claiming that in our country, though he wouldn't do it, but then, now jokingly you can talk to. Guys, you need to watch the video. Very disgusting thing. At the beginning, he was laughing. He was laughing, trying to prove himself. They gave him time to voice out all the nonsense. And they told him that they were sorry that they cannot let this go. That even if it was just one child that was involved, there's no way they could let it go, And he was actually involved with 6 other kids. When the police finally came, they told him that the police, they are going to take away his phone and go and download all the chat messages. Remember WhatsApp message, they are encrypted. So if you are doing any shit, just pray that the wind wouldn't blow open your nyash one day. X. They know what you're doing. They went further to tell him that he was selfish, or he is selfish. He was just thinking about himself, sexual gratification, the fun he could have with a 13-year-old child, not thinking about his wife and his children. Now the wife, in fact, they were just blaming him because the wife was crying. They said, look at what you are putting your wife and your kids through. You can imagine the child going on social media and seeing all this. These days, kids, some 9-year-old, 10-year-old, they are on social media seeing all this rubbish. In all honesty, no parents would ever tolerate an adult talking to their minors in this way. I was protected at the age of 21. I told you guys, I received a dirty slap by my older brother because I was standing and chatting with a male family friend. I was an adult, 21. Imagine, they still protect us, even in our country, at that age. Talk more of minors. Nobody would want this for their children. So there is nothing like they are targeting immigrants. They are doing the right thing, for my own understanding. Silly acts as this, they don't just let them lie low in this very country. They invited the police, they handcuffed him, and they took him away. You remember Jimo, or Scapola or something, after he was tried in the court, because definitely they will sentence him, he has to go to court and they, try his case in the law courts. So after they tried Jimo, the 37-year-old Nigeria, the one that went with a condom to meet with a 13-year-old and was apprehended, like I stated, they tried him and they gave him 3 years, 9 months behind. After serving that sentence, I don't know what's going to happen to him, but obviously, his name has entered of sex offenders list, and he might not be allowed to work with children or any vulnerable adults again. Now, this particular man, in his case, don't ask me what's going to happen, because they wouldn't even want him to go close to his children. Yes, because it's a threat to children. If he could be asking a child out, talking about sending photos, virginity, blah, 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 that means his children are not safe around him. That's the way they look at things here. These other guys did their own act. I don't know how many years they gave them. So imagine this, our brother's wife, David Abimbola's wife. What do you think her state would be, her condition would be in this country? Now, the husband is also the one who came in with a study visa and brought them in as his dependents. So the main applicant is David Abimbola. These ones are dependent. And once the main applicant has a problem or issues as this, it affects the rest of the family. You see why we have to be very, very careful when you are entering a foreign country. Please read their rules and regulations. Come on YouTube. This is why there are people like us that blabs, ring light people. That's what you guys tag us. They laugh at us. Now look at it. He didn't know about not dating, not talking to minors in this country. They asked him how many has he done in Nigeria. He said he was swearing that he's never done even one child in Nigeria. But how can you be talking to 6 different children at the same time? 6! When you have a wife and kids at home and you claim that you've never ever molested any child, do you want people to believe you? How do you want them to believe you? Assuming that they did not stop you, that means this conversation would linger on. You will keep on chatting these kids up. Even this 14-year-old that, reported the matter, if at all there was a physical 14-year-old, but I don't care. These people are doing a good job, because if there is, this man would have, on and on until he gets to meet with this 14-year-old and have his way. This is why it is good they try to track and stop these people from these things happening. That is why they always tell you, I am 13, I am 14. I'm repeating it again. So it is such a shame. And he went on talking about himself being a Christian, that he was advising the girl, that he would advise any girl not to do it until they are married or something, And now, why asking? That he actually wanted the girl to go ask the mom. The man was just talking trash. He cried in this video. All of a sudden, he started crying when he knew that no going back. He accepted. Imagine your wife standing behind you. Your wife who trusted you so much. The woman never suspected. How would she even suspect? A lot of men, why are you guys like this now? Even some women, because I could honestly say it was the women that took advantage of this Equatorial Guinea man. One man against 400 women. So it's really sad when we do things, we pretend to be holy, holy, holy. Imagine, he's all over social media now. People that know him in Nigeria, in the church, brother in Christ. Hi, please. In fact, I was disappointed for him. I don't know this guy, but I felt everything he was feeling. It could be possible that he may not have done it with any kid, any child, but in this very country, there's no any kind of excuse you would give that would save you in this situation, because it's assumed that if there was a child, you're going to keep on. If you were not stopped, you will keep on doing and talking to this person until you get this person attracted. So they are trying to stop that act from happening. Go on Facebook and find them. They are not just after the immigrants, black immigrants, British people. There was this British guy that was arrested, a British teacher that was talking to a minor. He was given 5 years imprisonment. A British teacher, So stop certain comments that are dirty. And don't keep saying, what are minors doing on dating sites? Now, these people, sometimes you see them, the way they look, the height, the size, you might think that they are old enough. Yesterday, I worked with a minor. They are very chatty, though I was the one that approached the girl, because when I go to work as an agency worker, I like to know the names of all the staff I'm working with so that I can address them by their names, just like they would call me Chi. So I asked her name. She mentioned her name. Okay. She told me she's in college. In my mind, when you are in college, you are under 20 in this very country. It's not like us that go to university when we are in our 20s. I said, sorry, do you mind telling me how old you are? She said, she's 16. But if you see this girl, she's taller than myself. Working, though they do short hours. She is actually on her placement, So they work. 2 days ago, the person I worked with, 23-year-old lady, but she was just talking like some 40-something-year-old Nigerians. Sorry to say that we are very smart. Nigerians are smart people and we are making it. But a couple of us, we talk like children at times. We reason like children. They asked this our brother, you are in the university, you should know better. 43-year-old man, and you want to teach a girl how to drive, a minor, yet you don't know at what age people are allowed to start driving in the UK. You don't know what it means that someone is a minor, an adult. That's very silly. A 43-year-old man, you have children. Even if you did not go to school, you should know that. Talk more of when you are in a foreign land. You sit on the computer or on your phone, messing around with children you know nothing about. You think things are taken common, like they do in our country. You can play around and get away from it. Ike Ekweremadu, my own Igbo brother, is currently behind. If that incident was to happen in my country, Nigeria, Ekweremadu will be free, walking around, still leading us, not even free, still be in power currently, So when you are here, please understand the law. Don't go on the street and start playing with kids. That's another one. Don't go on the street and start talking with children. Come on, it is always the words of the children against yours, the adults. You don't have any business. Me that work in school, I don't have any right touching the kids, especially those ones in primary school, in secondary. You don't, when you want to talk to them, call them by their names. You don't have any right touching. They say, keep your hands to yourself. Even the kids among themselves, they are told not to touch. You know, so understand all these things before you take up any job or before you arrive here. What to do and what not to do. You see children playing on the street, you start laughing. Hey, can I play the ball? Can I pass it? What is your name? You don't do that. They're not your kids. They're not your kids. This place is not like back home. Sorry about that. This is not my country, but I'm telling you what I've learned here. To be honest with you, this is where you see your next neighbor, the other side neighbor, you don't know him, they don't know you. But in our country, you know now, you know everybody on the street. Mama Nkechi, Mama Emeka, how on a day, when I wake up, I never see you since 2 days. You traveled, this is the way, but here, it does not exist. So mind your business so that you don't get into trouble. They won't come, police won't come knocking wonder at your door, go, go, go. Firstly, in the video, it was these volunteers, you know, the vigilante. They were the ones that went to this man's address, knocked on his door. He came out, they started chatting. They chatted him up and called. In fact, before they went there, they already called the police. But they were just wasting time for the police to come. They started chatting and recording whatever. And it was a live video. Go and check it out. They put you on a live video while interrogating you. So that shows that they are not joking. If you like, beg from today till tomorrow. You are on live. You see the comments dropping. People are commenting, hailing them, praising them. So do you think that after they put you on live, they will save you? When the man was begging, even the wife was also begging on behalf of this silly man that she trusted. Sorry to have called him silly, but that's what it is. Imagine they prayed that morning, because I know Nigerian family, we pray together in the morning, we pray together at night. And your wife was there sitting in the room. You wearing that your socks on your phone. They took his phone so that they would go and download all the messages and see. Or maybe if there were more than 6 children he's been talking to. So guys, why I am back talking about this again? For you who just arrived, you don't know these things. Be wise. Enough is enough. Anyway, I am not your mama. Neither am I your auntie. I am not advising you. My own is to make this video. It's not only to get the views or get you like, but to save others this big shame. This is a shame to a family. You know, just to save others in case you do not know. Call me Ring Light Lady. Accepted. Thank you guys. Make her go sleep. It's obviously 10 p.m. on the dot. You see, 22:00 hours. Anyway.
If you are not 18, you can't open it up.
Right.
So she says she's 18. That's why I even just I just sent.
But then she told you, when you started messaging, she told you how old she was, didn't she?
I don't believe.
You don't believe?
Yeah, I don't. That's why.
See, you didn't want to say in this chat that you didn't believe her.
I don't believe what she's saying. I thought it just a phone, so I don't take it seriously.
You were asking her. So you keep saying, God help me, God help me. If you'd have followed the words of the Bible, you wouldn't be speaking sexually to children, would you? Would you? Yeah. You've basically cheated on your wife with 6 children. So we volunteer. We're online child protection teams. We basically intercept chats when grown-ups are speaking to children. We intercept.
Can't you prevent children from going to that particular website?
Listen, children do things that they're not supposed to do. Like I was saying to your husband, when I was younger, I smoked before I was allowed to. I drank beer before I was allowed to. Nowadays, children go on the internet and they go onto sites that they're not supposed to be on. They lie about their age. The thing is, with these children, they told him, when he took them over to WhatsApp, they told him exactly how old they were. That was his chance to stop, to cut all conversation. He didn't do that. He went on to ask, or to groom these children, to ask them for naked images. When they wouldn't send him the naked images, he started to bully the children. He was very vindictive. He was very nasty to the children. In what way? He was, send them to me now. I've told you to send me these pictures. Send them to me now. These are little girls. He's a grown man. Listen, you say a second chance. He's talking to at least 6 children that we know. So he's had a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance, sixth chance to cut any conversation. He hasn't done that. But the only thing you were thinking about was yourself. You weren't thinking about your wife. You weren't thinking about your children. You were thinking about your sexual gratification. You were thinking about getting images of children, naked pictures of children. That's what you were thinking about.